So I went on down. This is kind of a follow-up of my last video. If you watched my last video, you remember I forgot to buy this, the new one. So I went ahead and went and bought the new one. So I'm going to have to take this off, put in the thermostat, and put that housing back on and get that back together so I can put the radiator and the hoses on. I'll show you what I got in here. Got some stuff. Boy, I really need to clean the truck, don't I? There it is right there. This is my thermostat gasket, and it fits right here. And I guess you can see it. It's still got that shiny part on this side, so I'm gonna have to get that shiny stuff off of this side. Clean the other side too. Of course, that's my radiator cap right there. I need to get that cleaned up. My thermostat's right here, and my the thermostat gasket was $1.39. I bought another thing of antifreeze, it's right down there, which was $15.99. And then that box way over there is a seat cover to replace this one, because this one's falling apart over there. And I'm kind of tired of it being all falling apart. So I need to be cleaning up the inside of, the inside of the cabin, so that it'll smell better, and won't get me so dirty when I ride in it. So replacing this is going to be a big part of it. But I do need to get in here and just wipe everything down and clean it up. Let me get my receipt. So what I'm going to end up doing here is I'm going to work on, first thing I'm going to do is work on getting this gasket in. And if you see, it's got a peel off back. And this peel off back is where the sticky stuff is. And on that, you see where the light's shining off of it, you can see sticky stuff still on that one. So I need to get all that sticky stuff off that side, clean it up real good. And then the gasket that's still stuck on the what do you call it? Still stuck on there. I got to get all that off without dropping pieces down inside. You don't want to drop anything down inside there. Then it'll be floating around inside your engine. Could stop something up, so you don't want that to happen. So anyway, I need to get a little putty knife, kind of scrape that off, and do it without dropping stuff inside. All right. So I couldn't find my putty knife. I did find some other tools. I got my little tool thing here, and I got my other tools back there. But my putty knife is nowhere to be found. Not in there. I thought it was like just sitting right here. But that's the problems with letting other people use your tools. They run away and they never come back. So I've probably just got to use the tool. I mean the screwdriver. Let's see which one of these do I want to use. I guess I'll use that one. You don't want to scratch that. You don't want to scratch the metal in here. You just want it to be nice and clean, with this stuff off. Use this to scrape it off the best you can without dropping it down inside. And that's what I'm getting ready to do. Let's see if I can get this done. I got this little tripod here for my phone. And I hope it doesn't fall over. Guess I need to rearrange it a little bit. So I kind of got tired of holding my phone all the time and trying to do work too. So that's why I got this little thing here. I got my phone on it so that I can just set it down and work and talk at the same time. That way I can use two hands. So I'm going to take this off as far as I can of just by doing that. It's like kind of like pressed paper with a sticky side. And anyway, I'll just kind of set that over here aside. And this probably worked a lot better for putty knife. But I'm going to take off whatever I can. And if you notice, I'm kind of pulling it away from the center part because I don't want to accidentally drop it in there. Seems internal to the engine, especially in the engine block up here, you got little holes that the antifreeze runs through, and also the oil and stuff like that. So if you drop stuff in here, even if it's a little bit of this, it could go in there and plug up one of those holes, and you really got to be careful with that. You just don't want that to happen. And a lot of people would take like a paper towel or something and stick down in there. That way if something does fall, it falls on top of the paper towel. And so I'm just going to get this the best I can, and then I'm going to start scraping it with my screwdriver, and then I'll come back and maybe use what I call a green weenie, which is one of those little, it's like a sponge with a little scrubby thing on it for washing dishes, and just kind of give it a good polish without scratching it. Alright, some of this stuff is just not coming off too well. Alright, I'm going to pause this and kind of work on that a little bit. Let me give you a close-up real quick so you can see how I got it there. So I still got to work on getting all that off. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll get back with you. Got me a little wire brush. This is a fine bristle brush, and I'm using it to fine bristle brush this. And trying to get it all cleaned up the best I can without dropping anything down in there. Kind of brushing away, and of course getting down in there, getting that all cleaned out, so that the new thermostat will sit in there nice and flush without sitting on top of dirt. And so it'll take me a little while, but I'm getting it. I'll show you what I find here in just a minute. I wire brushed it pretty good. This doesn't look like it's coming off. I mean, that's just there. I mean, that's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I might be able to work on it a little bit more, but it doesn't look like it's going to come off. But I'll work on it a little bit more anyway, just to make sure. That's a little bit better. Yep, a little bit better. Now I need to work on the other side. See what I can get done. So this side has that sticky stuff on it. I need to get all that off of there, and get that side cleaned up. Give it a good brush, good cleaning without scraping it. I think I'll just clean the whole thing while I'm at it, and the bolts as well. There's part number, GM such and such, whatever. Yeah. All right, let me get busy. little pitted here or there, but I don't know. I think the rubber hose clamped down will probably get a good seal. Seemed like it had before. So I'm going to keep brushing at it. Still got to clean this, and I'm going to do a little scribbing on the inside just to kind of get all that build up out of it. It's not built up too bad, but you know, just kind of give it a nice little shine to it, I guess. But I need to do this part without scratching it. So it's still got some of that sticky rubber stuff on it, so I got to get all that off. So I got to probably use the lacquer thinner to get some of that off of there, because I don't know that I can actually get it all off just sitting here messing with it. Cat's just loving hanging out with me. Got some lacquer thinner in a little bowl. I'm going to pour some of that lacquer thinner in there. Let's see if I can get that. See if I can get that cleaned up. See if I can get. Don't want to drop my phone in it. There we go. Maybe that'll work. Ooh, this stuff smells rough. Just gonna sit that down in there for a minute. Just gonna let it soak. Hopefully that'll kind of loosen that up for me. It's definitely loosening it up. Look at that. Yeah. But that lacquer thinner works quick. I'm just rubbing it on there. I'm not pushing. I'm not trying to gouge into it or anything. I'm just kind of rubbing on that sticky stuff, trying to loosen it up and get it off of there. Set it back down the lacquer thinner. Sorry. So I might be able to just rub it off with a paper towel. Let's see. Some of it's just rolling off. That's working pretty good right there. So I got it, kind of got it loosened up with the lacquer thinner, and we'll just kind of make it brush it right off. That's good. I bought the lacquer thinner for the carburetor, so I'll definitely be cleaning some carburetor parts. I thought about using kerosene, but then I thought, well, you know, gasoline does kind of leave like a thin lacquer type, whatever you call it, on things, like especially carburetor parts and fuel lines and things like that. I'm not splattering that, am I? Okay. Alright. Looks like this is coming off pretty good. I'm just going to keep working at it, just to make sure. Might need to kind of scrape right there a little bit. Like some kind of buildup or something in there, other than the sticky stuff. But I think I got that. I'm going to keep working at it. That's so much better. Can you see it? So much better than it was. That lacquer thinner really helped. Really helped get all that sticky stuff off of there. And then using the wire brush. And that's a fine bristled wire brush. It really helped too. So I think I'm done with that. I just need to let it dry a little bit. And then I'm going to get that seal and put it on. All right, so this, if you remember, has a sticky side and a dry side. I call it a sticky side and a dry side. I've got that nice and clean. And notice this has kind of like a ridge on it. That ridge is supposed to ride down inside here. Maybe, depending on this kind of thick. But if I get that on there, right, get it on there just right, then this will sit there. And I've got the I can't put it here, sticky side down, because I've got to put this in. So this has to sit in first. And this, if you saw my other video, you saw how the old one came out. It sits in there just like that. All right, see how it sits down in there? Well, the last time this was put on here, the sticky side was put on this side, and I think I understand why. Number one, it's probably easier to line it up, and number two, it doesn't stick on top of that and hold that in. So later on, when I take it out, if I ever have to again, when I pull it out, it should come out and be stuck to this, but they always end up stuck to that too. So let me do that. Okay, thermostat's in. It's in there properly this way. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to stick it on here. I'm going to, well, that piece, you don't need that piece on there. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and, let me set this other things down. I'm going to go ahead and peel this off so that I can get to it. You also don't need these pieces here, because that's where your nuts go through, or your little bolts to bolt in. So we'll go ahead and get that off of there. And try not to stick your finger to the sticky stuff, because you don't want to get like gunk on it or anything. You want the sticky stuff to be good. Ooh, don't drop it either. I almost dropped it. So we're going to take it, we're going to line it up to here. And we're going to try to line it up the best we possibly can without pressing down on it. And because once that sticky stuff is on there, it's on there to stay. All right. I think that's good right there. It's kind of, yeah, I think that'll have to do. And I'll just go ahead and give it a little push down on it. And my bolts, I forgot to clean my little bolts. I'm going to clean these real quick with a wire brush. See how dirty they are? Where are you? There you are. Dirty, dirty. It's a little bit better. There's a lot of crust buildup on that, especially up here around the top. So let me get the other one done. Okay, I got them both cleaned up pretty good. I mean, they're not perfect, but they're a lot better than they were. So I've got my thermostat in. This is my thermostat I got in there. Remember, I cleaned up everything. I put the sticky side on this, and so I'm going to lay it on there. If you remember, this kind of overlaps that, so it'll help push down in there because there's a little ridge and push against it, and also give it a good seal here. So I'll lay that on there, line it up just right, and put my screws in. I take a little knocking it around a little bit. I mean, just moving it a little bit here and there to get those screws to kind of line up. And we'll do that one. I've got a little wire harness thingy there that I'm just going to put right there. That kind of holds one of my what is that? That's the vacuum hose that goes to the distributor. So just put that in there like that. Kind of wiggle it around a little bit to make sure I got my threads in there right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly tighten them finger tight, because I don't want to tighten down on one side, you know, and not the other. I want it to get a good, easy, equal tightening on both sides. All right. I need to find my 1/2 inch. Where are you? That's a 12. I got my metrics mixed up with my non-metrics. Whoop. Okay, that's a 1/2 inch. Okay. Ooh, I almost dropped my phone. And of course, that's bigger than 1/2 inch. All right, let me go to my other tool set over here. Get my glasses on. Kitty cat, don't step on my glasses. You're bleeding back here. Why are you bleeding back here? Are you bleeding from your butt, or what's going on back there? Huh? Okay. I'll get somebody else to check that out. The cat looked like she's bleeding from her butt. Oh, hope she don't have worms. So 9/16. Don't bleed on my truck seat, okay? All right. Got my 9/16. I'm just going to give it a slow turn on each side. That one's not even down very far. I'm going to just give it a little slow turn on each side so I know I'm getting it done pretty much equally. Yeah, there we go. This one just feels a little looser than the other one. That one feels a little tight. There we go. If you remember, of course the radiator's not in there right now, but that hose goes over to this side of the radiator. That's why I knew to put it that way, is because that's the way it came out. Alright, just not cranking down too hard. Just, you know, as I get it tighter, then I can give it a little crank down on each side. I don't want to do it too much. I don't know what the torque specification is for this. I do it my own personal torque, but a little bit here on each side. I think that's good. Yep, I think that's good. All right, so I got the thermostat in. Got my that thing in. Got it cleaned up and put in there in the right direction. And let me see. I'll put my tool back so I don't lose it. That's what I like about these tool sets like this. Now what I need to do, figure out which one of these goes. So which one of these goes over there? I think that's the bottom. I think that's the bottom one. I think this is the top one. Let me kind of go in there and look. So if I hook it up like this, then it should, see how it's going? Then it should hook to this side of the, somehow. It'll work. It'll fit on there. I think that's the right one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my camera up, and I'm just going to look at that. Cat, what are you doing in there? Get out of my truck. You're dripping on my stuff. Why are you in there? Why are you in there? Huh? Why are you in my truck? Get out. Come on. Damn it. So I just noticed that cat was dripping. I hope she don't have... You got worms? Come on, get out of my truck. Come on. Gotta go over here and run her off. Look at her hiding in there. Come on, get. Thank you. Jeez. The things I put up with. Get. I was okay with her until I saw that. Yeah. You might have worms. I need to get you some worm medicine. Alright. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my phone over here and start throwing the thing together. The fan's not going to touch it. Will it ride okay right there? I think it will. Yeah, I think that's about right. Maybe scoot it over and pinch. Maybe. Scoot back the other way. It's hard to tell. Bye. I'll set that new radiator in there to see if it'll fit. Looks like it'll fit.
Oh, it's cooling down, isn't it?
Yeah. I got the thermostat in. I had to clean all that up really good and put a new
I bet that was chore getting them bolts loose.
it was. But I got them all cleaned up and everything. So I got these little rubber pieces that are really old, but I need to set them under the bottoms of this
Yeah.
down there, and then these are the ones on top. Latch here, and then top that. So holds it and hold it in place. So looks like it needs to go this way. I know.
You have to work tomorrow?
Yeah. Well, I work tonight. I was hoping I could at least get all this pieced together.
Yeah.
Get it all pieced together and put antifreeze in it. It doesn't have to be pretty. I'd like to be able to clean it up and everything as I go, but right now I think it's more important just to
get it done.
Get it running. So I get it running, and I can always come back behind myself later and make it look clean and pretty.
You filming?
Yeah, that's on. I was using my phone. I forgot it was on. I got the radiator in there, but I need to readjust it. I gotta move it one way or the other to get it to fit better. But it's getting dark on me, so I'm gonna go ahead and put everything up and close it up for the day.